Here's how to import a new patient into Archform. The first thing that we'll want to do is press the New Patient button. I will type in the name of our patient, and then I will select the scan files. So here I'm selecting the upper file, and now I click Browse File, search for our lower file. So here it is. Now I'm going to click the Create Patient button, and that is going to import the file and orient it automatically. So here's the result of that automatic orientation. We can go ahead and manually adjust that by clicking on a single jaw and then shift clicking to select the second jaw, and then we can move it around anywhere we want and get that midline perfectly lined up. The second thing we will want to do is to trim the files to get rid of all of these excess areas that are left over from the scan. So to do that, I will press this trim upper button right here. And you can see that we have two types of trimming tools. We have a lasso cut and a plane cut. So first we'll use the plane cut. I will just draw the line, and as soon as I let go of my mouse, it will cut everything on the other side of that line. So now I've let go, you can see how it's cut. And this allows us to make big, broad cuts. And then we'll do the lasso cut next. So with the lasso tool, we're able to come in here to the lingual side and just make sure that we have everything nice and smooth, so that our printed models will come out as clean as possible. Next, we'll do this to the lower scan. I'm going to go back to the plane cut tool and just trim off the excess in this area. Now I'll press this done button on the left side, and we'll do one final check that our models are ready to go to the next step. It looks like they are, so I'm just going to press this next button right here at the bottom. So now this is going to automatically base our models, and I'm going to click on the center of each tooth so that the software knows where to look for the boundary of each tooth in the next step. So I'm just clicking through right here on the center of the tooth and along the center of the incisal edge on the anterior teeth. When I'm finished with that, I press the next button again, and the segmentation algorithm is going to run. It'll just take a few seconds, and now we can see the results of that segmentation. It's run quite well, but we have a few things that we would like to adjust. So to do that, I just click on a tooth, and then I can drag the tooth boundary to where I want it to be, and I can press the Done Editing Tooth button here on the left, at the bottom, or I can press the Enter key on the keyboard. So I'm just dragging this line to be where I want it to be, and now you can see this line is a little bit squiggly. I'd like to make that a nice smooth line. I'll press Shift and click, and that will automatically smooth the line out for us. So I'm going to press the Enter key now that I'm done editing that tooth. Look at all the other teeth, and they all look good. We'll review the lower teeth as well. They look good as well. So now we're done with the segmentation editing, and we can just press the next button. So now a lot of computation happens in this step. We are basically making each tooth its own object, filling in the interproximal areas that are not captured in the scan, and automatically detecting the long axis of each tooth. Now that that's finished, we can just come in here, and if we see any long axis that we wish to edit, we click on that tooth, and then we can use these colored bars to automatically or to manually adjust where that axis is. So I will just make a few edits here, and then you can also see that we've used AI to automatically guess which teeth are missing. In this case, it guessed correctly that we were missing our third molars, but you can just always edit this to make sure that the software has marked the correct tooth as missing, and then the tooth numbers will update automatically once you've changed which tooth is missing. So now that that looks good, I'll just press the next button again, and it will finish the import process, and then it automatically guesses where our plane cut should be, where it basically cuts off everything on the other side of this green plane so that when we print out, we have nicely sized models. Once I've reviewed that, I can just click on the background and those green planes disappear. If I ever want to bring them back, I can just press these yellow dots and we're back into editing the plane cutting. Now that the import process is done, we can easily just click on a tooth and move it around as we wish. And now we can continue and finish the rest of our setup. But that was how to import a patient into Archform.